President Trump issuing that order to block Broadcom's takeover of Qualcomm. Joining us now from San Francisco's Bloomberg Tech's Ian King, who covers the big chip makers. And Ian, we know these conversations about concerns over national security had been taking place, that CFIUS had this investigation going. So is this decision, this move by the president largely expected?
No, this happened really quickly. Broadcom's management, Hock Tan, and some of his advisors were in Washington talking to the Treasury Department, which chairs CFIUS, trying to explain themselves, trying to explain why they weren't a security risk this afternoon. So this pronouncement coming out of the White House feels like it's very sudden. It doesn't feel like there's been a very deep or long-running investigation going on here. It feels like a decision was made and acted upon very quickly.
So is it over, Ian?
Well, if you read what came out of the White House, absolutely it's over. It says that both sides have to stop any talks about a negotiation, that Broadcom has to withdraw its nominations for Qualcomm's board, and that Qualcomm has to just go ahead with the shareholder meeting that it was going to hold regularly, that this really is just stone dead. If there's no appeal process, if there's no way for Broadcom to seek redress here, to try to persuade the White House to go back on this, then it's absolutely over.
Okay, so where does this leave Qualcomm and Broadcom then? I mean, if it's over, so what happens next for both of those companies?
Right. I mean, this has been, as we know, a very acrimonious process. Both sides have really not even come close to negotiating. What happened and what we were able to report was that Broadcom had made significant progress at convincing Qualcomm shareholders that Qualcomm's management wasn't doing a good enough job, that it was a better option for running the company. So now Qualcomm's management have really got to live with that. Regardless of what happens with Broadcom, they've got to go back to their investor base that has shown a lack of faith in them, and they've got to convince them, look, you can trust us to run the company going forward, and that's going to be difficult for them.